I'm off. The story today is about monkey. Anybody know how monkey sounds like? I think the sound like this. Let's start it. Dennis. Okay. The monkey's name is Dennis. Dennis grows up. Dennis was the smallest monkey in the group. He couldn't wait to grow up. Will you measure me? Dennis asked his best friend, Rodney. I measured you last Monday, and it's only Friday, said Rodney. I'm sure you haven't grown in 4 days. I have, said Dennis stubbornly. My bones have grown. You'll see. Rodney took him to the tallest tree in the jungle and made him stand with his back against it. Then he made a mark on the trunk at the top of Dennis' head. It was in the same place as the last mark. See? He said. You are still the same size. Botheration, said Dennis. One thing Dennis really wanted to do was collect coconuts. All the big monkeys collected coconuts. The small monkeys had to do the cleaning up. It wasn't fair. Later he spoke to his friend Bubble. Watch the top of my head, he said to her. Whatever for Danny? Asked Bubble. She always called him Danny. Just watch, said Dennis. So Bubble watched the top of his head. Well? Asked Dennis. Well, what? Replied Bubble. Am I growing? Can you see me growing? No, of course not, she said. I knew it, said Dennis. I knew it. I'm never going to grow. Danny, said Bubble, you say this every single day. You will grow. Honestly, you will. But Dennis was not so sure. What can he do to get taller? He asked Rodney. Well, said Rodney. So Dennis stood next to Rodney and waited, and waited, and waited, and waited. You won't grow that fast, laughed Rodney. He looked down at his friend. It will be ages before you grow up. But Dennis didn't have edges. He wanted to pick coconuts now. He tried to stretch. He asked all his friends to pull on his arms and legs. He asked them to squeeze him so that he would get thinner and taller. He hung from the branches of trees by his toes, but nothing worked. Every day he watched the other monkeys climb the tall palm trees. Every day he watched as they picked the coconuts and dropped them to the ground. One day, there was a contest to see who could pick the most coconuts. Everyone was sure Rodney would win. He climbed to the top and wriggled through the palm leaves. And then, oh dear, he got stuck. He made a face as only monkeys can. Help! He called. I can't move. One of the other big monkeys went up to try and help, but he was too big to get through the leaves. Let me try, begged Dennis. Okay, the other said grudgingly. Dennis turned her off the trunk. At the top, he was small enough to reach his friend and help him get free. Then he picked 6 or 7 coconuts and dropped them to the ground. When they climbed down, the other monkeys crowded around to pat Dennis on the back. Dennis was as proud as could be. Wow, said Bubbles. No one has ever climbed a tree that fast before. Maybe you are all too big, said Dennis happily. And maybe I won't be in such a hurry to grow up after all. After that, he didn't worry so much about being small, especially after he picked more coconuts than anyone else and won the contest. Happy ending, right? Thank you for listening. Please come back and listen to the next story. Bye.